What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, y'all, I want to say about 3 or 4 days ago, the trailer for the Ironheart miniseries released for public viewing on YouTube, right? The trailer was released and it was met with some of the biggest criticisms I've ever seen a Marvel movie get met with. Like, seriously, the trailer has a ton more dislikes than likes. All right. Let me just back up a little bit. Ironheart is a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, the character was introduced in the Marvel Comics, okay, in 2016. But the character of Ironheart made her debut in the 2022 film Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Ryan Coogler introduced this character to the world on the big screen. All right. But the criticisms I'm seeing this movie, the movie is getting met with crazy criticisms, and I'm knowing what it is. The criticisms about, not the movie, the series, I'm sorry. The criticisms that the series is receiving is all rooted in racism for the most part. Like, seriously. When I'm seeing the stuff that people are talking about the series, is outright ridiculous. I'm seeing blatant racism. Calling a character a DEI character, calling a character a woke character, like acting as if this character was newly created for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and it was pulled out of thin air. This character was created in the Marvel Comics in 2016. This is not something that Ryan Coogler created to try to, for diversity purposes or anything like that. This character was already written and created. Matter of fact, who wrote this character? Individual by the name of Brian Michael Bendis created this character and it debuted in the Marvel Comics in the Invincible Iron Man Volume 3, Number 7 in May 2016. Right? And you got people acting like this is something they trying to do to market black folks and market a black woman as being intelligent, and people are getting offended by it. You know what I mean? As if young black women can't be intelligent, as if young black women can't be bright. So let me explain more about this character. Ironheart, played by the talented Dominique Thorne. Her name is Riri Williams. Ironheart's real name is Riri Williams in the comics and in the movie and in the TV series and the movies, right? She is a teenage student at MIT. She's an engineering student. And she reverse engineered the Iron Man suit, Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, to wear for herself, right? And she's a superhero in this world. As a matter of fact, I believe in the comics, Tony Stark served as like an advisor for her at some point in the comics. You know what I mean? But you got people who feel like, oh, how dare this young black lady be looked at as with intelligence that would mirror Tony Stark's intelligence. She's not that smart. This black girl, you got people so pissed that a black young lady is viewed and is being marketed as intelligent as Tony Stark. I saw a picture that somebody made of a young Asian woman in the Ironheart suit with the caption, hold on, an Ironheart we can all get behind. You got people so upset and so pissed off, they so racist. They can't stand to see the idea of a black woman presented on screen as intelligent, as a great engineering student at MIT. She's a teenage young girl. You got so many people threatened at the idea of a black young lady being super smart like this, that they would rather see an Asian woman be in this role because, hell, at least it fits what they feel like an intelligent woman should be presented as, because it shouldn't be presented as a young black woman in their eyes. Let's be for real. I'm calling the bullshit out, because a lot of them going to try to dress it up and try to act like it's not racism, try to act like, we're exaggerating or something. But we all seeing what we seeing. And I got the pictures and stuff to prove what I'm seeing. And first of all, a lot of these dudes, these incels, they hate women all around. So it's not like they're trying to champion Asian women by putting an Asian woman Asian woman's face in the Ironheart suit. What it is that they just would rather, they're trying to use this Asian woman as a buffer, to hate this black woman being Ironheart. You know, to hate the black woman being the Ironheart character. You know what I mean? Kind of the same way they're doing with War Machine, right? Because you got people like, man, we'd rather see a War Machine movie than to see this. We'd rather see a War Machine TV series. Why couldn't we get the War Machine? And I'm calling it out now. There's bullshit. If they would have had a War Machine miniseries, people would have called it boring and still would have called it woke and all of the above. Even though that they claim they love War Machine and all of that, people would have still found a way to shit on the TV series. Let's be for real. They would have found some way to trash it. And what they would have said, it wasn't interesting, it wasn't intriguing, War Machine isn't the main character. They would have figured out some way to trash it. But they're using War Machine as a buffer to justify their hate of Riri Williams and try to mask the racism of the character of Ironheart, aka Riri Williams. You know what I mean? And I know what they're doing. They not slick. You know what I mean? And I'm going off the cuff, but I got notes as well. I saw a man say this, and his name is Altoids Revenge on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. He says black Marvel actors and black people acting in Star Wars movies are some of God's strongest soldiers. They some of God's strongest soldiers. If you black and you're a Marvel actor, especially if you're a lead actor, and a black actor and you're a lead in a Marvel film, or if you just black at all in a Star Wars franchise, oh man, they some of God's strongest soldiers for real. Because these fans hate black actors being the leads in the movies, and they hate black actors having prominent roles. They start screaming DEI and woke. That's code word for N-word. Like woke and DEI, that is a code word for just saying the N-word. Instead of saying the N-word, they say DEI and woke now. That's the shit, that's the phrases and terminology they use for it, you know? Because I guarantee y'all, if a white young man played the character of Ironheart and he had the same exact storyline, the same exact personality as Ironheart, if a white young man had the same personality as Riri Williams and the same exact storyline, you wouldn't see nowhere near this amount of outrage that the Ironheart character is facing now. You would not see it, I guarantee y'all. You know what I mean? But this is what happens. A lot of these racist individuals start showing a hand when a black character becomes the lead in a series, or is a black character is involved at all. You got people acting like, again, like this is a character that was turned black. Like this was a character that was an originally white character that was turned black. Riri Williams was black in the comics. For real. Like, and people trying to just figure out a way to trash and shit on the series because they hate the fact that this character is this black character as a black young woman. Let's be for real. Because a lot of these racists, they hate black men. They hate black people in general. They hate black people. But they especially hate black women. 100%. And they can never imagine, they don't want to see black women presented in a role where they are as smart as a white man like Tony Stark. That makes their skin crawl. They make them pissed off. They get ready to fight when they see that shit. They ready to explode. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, and they start calling anything with a black woman being presented as a lead, or she's intelligent, or a black person in general, for real. But especially with a black woman, they're going to start calling the show unrealistic. They're going to start calling the show woke. My lighting is changing and stuff. Look like my forehead is shiny. Sorry about that, y'all. They're going to start calling the show woke, forced, unrealistic, all of the above. You know what I mean? And I see through it clear as day, you know? And it's crazy to me, man. But you got people saying Ironheart is a trash character and the trailer looks bad. Once again, bullshit for real. We only saw Ironheart one time on screen in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And this level of racism that we currently seeing towards this character was not present before. It was not present in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The problem is they have an issue with her being presented as a lead and getting a TV series. It's making them pissed. These incels, these racist incels are foaming at the mouth about it. For real, man. And The racism we seeing from this trailer is absolutely disgusting. Like I said, they calling her a DEI character, calling her a woke character, and all of that. This is not a new character, and I keep saying it, and I'm gonna say it again, man. But yeah, they hate the idea of this black woman being presented as a tech whiz, an MIT student that's intelligent, that's extremely bright, beyond a lot of people in the world, and that they get pissed off about it. You know what I mean? And this is another thing too, man. I've seen so many, like that picture of the Asian woman in the Ironheart suit, right? These dudes hate black women so much, for real. They can't fathom a black woman being smart and being intelligent and being in this role, you know? And I'm gonna point out some racist tweets that I saw from certain individuals. I saw one racist motherfucker, one racist MF tweet. Ironheart is literally someone in 2016 saying, and I quote, "We want to do Iron Man, but as a black girl. There's a bizarre obsession with trying to pull off the teenage black girl tech genius thing, and it's not remotely subtle." Fam, they think that black women being a tech genius is a figment of people's imagination. They think this is some made up shit. This is La La Land, and they think black women cannot be tech whizzes in the world. I went to school with black women who were tech whizzes. High school, college, high school at Morgan Park High School on the south side of Chicago, and at college at Mississippi Valley State University, a swag school at HBCU in the Mississippi Delta. I saw black female tech whizzes all through that mob. You feel me? But in their mind, this is not something that a black woman could attain. Being a tech genius, a black woman can't get this. So now they're frustrated, and now they they're going, "Gee willikers, Oshby, gosh, gee whiz. This DEI, man, it's woke, man. It's woke trash, it's DEI, man, it's gee willikers." All that old bull, man. Boy, I'm telling y'all, my bad, y'all, man, but I'm telling y'all it's getting crazy. Then another racist person tweeted, "Nobody complains about War Machine because the character was originally black. It was canon." Again, Ironheart was always black. What are they talking about? She's not made black for the purpose of the TV series or for a movie or for the purpose of diversity. She's always been black in the comics, always, you know. But anyway, let me get back to this racist MF's tweet, right? He says, "Nobody complains about War Machine because the character was originally black. It was canon. Nobody wants Iron Negress. Called her Iron Negress because 1, it isn't canon. 2, it's not believable. 3, it's forced," right? Then another troll tweeted, "Why are you actively contributing to the systemic erasure of white women? Our voices, our lived experiences, and our places in society are not secondary. Erasing our presence means reproducing patriarchal logics of erasure. We hate black women as much as men." Okay, this is a troll tweet. You know, I know what that is, right? But a racist MF indeed. And then somebody else says, no, I'm sorry. I'm about to quote my own words. Sorry. What I also noticed about this that I did not like, and I'm gonna address Disney, because they released the trailer for this miniseries, this TV series, the same day they released the Superman trailer, right? After not advertising a single thing about this miniseries for months, you released the trailer on the same day as a Superman trailer. I just think that's unfair, and I think that's poor marketing. Why would you? That's going to take away from viewership. Everything is going to be focused on Iron Man that day. You know what I mean? And I mean, not Iron Man, Superman. For Superman, they released Ironheart trailer the same day they released the Superman trailer, and everybody, you know, was raving about Superman. You know, but then you got people. First of all, let me say this too. I'm gonna get back to this one person's tweet talking about Ironheart isn't believable. So Ironheart, a black female tech whiz, a black female teenage tech whiz at MIT, that's not believable, right? Her reverse engineering Iron Man suit is not believable. But you believe a motherfucker flying through the air shooting beams out of his eyes. You believe in all this others. You believe in Thor swinging a hammer from another planet. You believe in an Incredible Hulk. You believe in a spider biting a man and he shoot webs out his hand and fly from building to building. You believe in a dude having claws come through his hands and all of that. You believe a dude being able to regenerate and all after getting hit with bullets. You believe all of these different things. You believe in an Ant-Man. You believe in goddamn, I'm trying to think of anything else. You believe in all these other different fictional stuff and that are just superhero land. You believe in superhero land, but you don't believe that a black girl can be this smart and be as smart as Tony Stark and develop and reverse engineer the Iron Man suit to be a superhero. That is unimaginable to you. That is just out of this world, out of this realm. That's fictitious. That is something that you feel like is just far-fetched. But all the other shit I just named, all that is just perfectly fine. Brother, it's a superhero, fam. It's a superhero. What are you talking about? Anything is like, what? If anything, this is the most realistic thing in the superhero realm. A black girl being a tech whiz, being able to construct some technology that's similar to Stark Tech. You know what I mean? Being able to be in a suit and do, this is the most realistic thing in the damn Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the Marvel world. You questioning this? You questioning Ironheart, but you're not gonna question all of. You're not gonna question a spider biting it. Why I ain't got web shooting out my hand right now? You ain't gonna question Hulk, X-Men. You ain't gonna question nothing else. Superman. You're not questioning goddamn none of the other stuff. But in some way, shape, form, or fashion, this is just unimaginable to you. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bruh. Like, this is what we really, really getting at. You ain't gonna question nothing else that's going on. Super soldier serum, none of that is questionable. But a black woman, Dominique Thorne playing Riri Williams, black young lady, being super smart, tech whiz, and reverse engineering an Iron Man suit, that's far-fetched. That is just out of this world. That is unimaginable. Knock it off. Knock it off all the way. That is just ridiculous. You feel me? But I know what it's rooted in. It's rooted in racism. And the racist behavior, a lot of y'all Marvel super fans, there's a lot of y'all the same ones that be into Star Wars. And a lot of the Star Wars fans are extremely racist as well. You know, but I hope the show does well. Ryan Coogler, I believe, is executive producing this show. He is. And we've seen what he's done with Sinners. People try to trash that movie. It's grossed over $300 million now, which is phenomenal. Very proud of Ryan Coogler because a lot of people, he was facing people, I don't know if it's going to do that well. It might not do that well. Or this is a knockoff of From Dusk to Dawn and all of that. And Ryan Coogler he knocked it out the park. So I have a lot of faith in anything that Ryan Coogler is making. Y'all black folks, man, let's go and watch this miniseries, man. Let's tune in, man. They're not even trying to give Ironheart a chance at all. It's crazy, but let's tune in and watch this show and have faith in our brother Ryan Coogler, you know? But they hate anything where a black person is the lead. A lot of these dudes hate it. A lot of people was hating on Black Panther. They was trying to do it on the low because they were scared because Black Panther was very popular. But it was still people being racist and trying to hide their racism with their hate of the movie Black Panther already. People would have said it was a perfect movie had a white dude played in that role. You had people trying to critique Black Panther at any turn because it was a black character being the focus of everything. And people, T.I., you know, a lot of these dudes get threatened at anything that's not a straight white male playing a role. You know, but anyway, man, I'm done talking. Y'all, let's watch Ironheart when it debuts. Ironheart miniseries debuts. Let me look when I put it. I wrote it down too. When does it debut? Let's see. The series debuts on June 24th on Disney Plus. So let's tune into the series on June 24th on Disney Plus. And it looks exciting to watch. You got people mad that they was using a rap song in the trailer. Like, yo, she's a black young lady from Chicago, like me. She gonna listen to rap, man. She gonna listen to hip hop. Like, what is we talking about, man? But people just trying to find anything to hate on with this series. You know? Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out, y'all. Peace.